really wanted me to play it, which is why the other week I said that I accidentally said that like Grim had got it. It's not Grim that got it. But he was like really adamant that this is a game I should try. And I didn't want to play it just as much as I didn't want to play RimWorld initially. And I'm like, yeah. A lot has changed with it though, as far as I understand. Like, I haven't played it from back when it started, so I don't know all the things. But yeah, apparently a substantial amount has changed. Yep. Oh shit, don't boop it. I'm trying to keep this in a good condition if we can. I gotta be a bit closer. I think that's... can't quite read it. Is it Jessic's? Welcome in, thank you for the follow. I want to fill that. I forgot to fill up the bucket in the other thing. For some reason that didn't display for me properly. I don't know why. OBS like rearranged itself the other day and I can't minimize a part of it at the moment. It won't let me. So everything's kind of ultra squished and like, yeah. I also want to put fuel in this. There we go. And there's apparently scrap metal and stuff there. There is a dirty bandage I could probably clean up. I'll take that. The Rodman and I played it together and it was a struggle. Yeah. I tried playing it initially like a couple of days with Nick and like he was a lot better at it than I was. I was still like trying to figure out a lot of shit. But yeah, at this point, like it's really interesting when you play with somebody that hasn't played it before. Because there's a lot of stuff, or haven't played it like much, there's a lot of stuff that like an individual that hasn't played Project Zomboid much will do. Especially like freaking out about like power and stuff like that. Like, as I said earlier, like most of the games that I have played so far with Zomboid, I've lost power in like 2 to 4 days. My last save, we lost power after like 30 days, which was insane. It was the first time I had power and water for so long. I didn't even know what to do with it. I just ran out and I explored the shit out of places while I could. Like in this particular instance, I'm up here, so I can't get all the fuel cans from, you know, the bottom of the West Point and try to like fill them all up and stuff. I also don't have a generator yet at this time, but I also have wiped out a substantial number of zombies here, which is helping. I also know that there's like a whole bunch of cars here that are basically like sweet. The only problem is I'm carrying all the fucking keys. So I want to get to a point where I can hotwire the shit out of these cars so I don't give a shit about the keys, because keys have encumbrance. So that'd be great. Alright, neat. So let's chuck the fuel can. I'll place that in the trunk. They updated something in the last, like this week, where you're getting upper body strain, like you're getting body strain for being overloaded as well. And that's going to royally like fuck me over because I'm constantly walking around in a state of like overloaded everything. I'm also going to go get, I guess, water out of here. So I haven't been in here yet. I do think a zombie maybe broke through the window, which works for me because I will need to, I don't know, maybe they didn't break it. All right, that's fine. I don't mind going over the icebox thing because it kind of makes them climb for it. I'm going to take the ice cream back with me too. Also, I noticed the other day, and I've been keeping an eye on this, is that my shoes have been breaking when I'm stepping in on top of glass. Like they've just been absolutely just destroyed, holes immediately, broken off, scratched feet. So I don't know if they've fixed that, but that is a genuine concern. Also, there's a lot of lighters here, which is kind of neat because, ooh, firecrackers. Oh, we're going to play with that. We're going to play with that. I found the egg timer thing too. I want to play with that too. We're going to play with some shit. I haven't actually like cleared this whole place yet. But I don't generally take like a shit ton of food out of places. Is that a zombie? Maybe? Might be a zombie. Ain't in here. Although, hold on, that's a weird fucking... I usually get one of these stall bathrooms in here. Alright, next up. Nope. What do we got in here? We got a tarp. Next up. I feel like they've changed the configuration of these bathrooms, which is kind of neat. I'm also like deeply concerned about these bathrooms having like the doors like that. So I do want to fill all because I want to go put that bucket in the car. I now have 2 buckets, which means I've got immediately 10 liters of water if the water happens to turn off. I also spawned into this area, but I don't plan to live here. I do plan to live in West Point. But at the moment, I'm kind of like housed up in the video store, which was like a home away from home anyway. And I've got a sleeping bag now, so I don't have to worry about like, you know, getting like a bed and shit, which is nice. Even though, like the video store, as long as we've got electricity, I can get my skills up. And obviously have entertainment and shit while I like read and whatever. But, yeah, I would need to find a, what do you call it? I would need to find myself a generator to guarantee that I'd have, electricity to continue watching stuff at this point. I'm going to take some wood glue onto that. I'd like to take the other stuff too, but I just don't feel like it's a high priority for me at the minute. Like box of screws, I feel like that's a thing. I'll go chuck this stuff in the car. Actually, I'll grab these two as well. I have got more space, but she is mildly dying from carrying shit. And I do want to dabble with those firecrackers, so I don't know where I'm going to put them yet, but maybe in the school. I might actually walk inside the school and then set that off, because it should cause any of the zombies inside of it to break through internally where I can see them, which would be neat. Mind you, I'm not a guaranteed, but I'm just saying. I don't want to take all the shit out of there, but I do want to take a lot of this shit off me and put that into the car. This car is coming home with us, so I absolutely want to make sure that I fill it up with all the good shit, essentially. I also want to have a look at like the houses just behind here, probably before I go home. Even though she's super overloaded and we've just got this car and stuff. She could take all that crap off her. She's still got the, I want the pen on her. And we should eat the ham. We don't super need to eat it right now, but it can't hurt. And we'll eat the ice cream and shit too. Get you to fly through that. There we go. Alright. So I could probably dump off a little bit more stuff, but I'm just going to see if I can get up around the corner here. I don't know if I can cut through this way, but the car is full. I have got a fuel can of delicious fuel to fill up other vehicles if I wish to. I wanted to have a look back here because I wanted to see if there was a shed. There's basements. I'm not expecting to find a generator in them. That place looks like it's burnt down. Oh, hold on. I don't want to hit that if I can avoid it. Does this kind of connect over? It does kind of connect over this way. Let's have a look over here. I'm looking for places that might have like a shed as part of their building, because I feel like I'll find a generator in a shed way more likely than in like a house or a basement. Not saying it's not possible, but I'm just saying it feels more likely. And this is where we're going to shack up for like just general. So what I do want to do, I do want to turn off the car, and I do want to have a look at emptying out whatever I don't actually physically want in this vehicle. And that way I can kind of like fill it up with the stuff that I actually do want. I don't want all of the magazines. Like I can read them, but I feel like they're going to take up precious space. So I'll take them inside. And I want to read, I do want to take the fucking car keychain things. I want to take that. I want to grab things that I can read. Apparently I've read all the animal stuff. I've got the equivalent of cooking 1. Oh, electrical book. That would be great. Maintenance book would be good. The rubber hoses and stuff can stay in here. The water bucket could stay in here because ideally that will be fine. We've got gas in that one. If I could find more gas cans, we could siphon a little bit more stuff. I don't super need to like learn tracking. Wood glue can go in here. These two could go in. I could technically wash up the dirty bandage at the moment. I don't super need to keep heavy socks. I actually think she has like good, decent socks, so she's fine. Let's chuck that stuff in there. What are you saying right sorry for? And matchbooks, lighters, they can also go in here too. I have a lot of them, but it's not like they're not like useful. So I'll hop out of here. I do want to dump down that. I don't want to take inside. I don't want the tissues. I don't want the makeup to go inside. I don't know if I can pull apart the walkie-talkie, but the rest of the shit should be fine. I still have ice cream and crap on me. So I'm going to fill up this car with stuff. Ideally to capacity if I can. I have a lot of food and shit in here. I do need to find a generator. I have like the extra bucket of water in here. I've got all this shit on the floor I've got to kind of like sort through. If she can eat more ice cream, we'll eat more ice cream. On how I should reply because, well, game is cool and fun. I feel like I need to give huge disclaimer first. Oh, yeah? It already sounds like it's a pretty crazy game to begin with. So I do want to put her water bottle in her inventory so she could drink that. So what I kind of want to do is I sort of want to grab, if I can, I'll grab a shelf back here. Miss the entire stream. I mean, it happens sometimes, Keelan. But it's okay. You're still here. You still caught it. I'm gonna chuck all these back here if I can. I understand because it's Project Zomboid. I can understand why you're like more upset and stuff. I might get it to eat like the last ice cream. I'm gonna put as many of those like magazine shit things as I can in these like back ones, so it's a bit further back. I'm just gonna wash up that bandage too, if I can. Wash yourself, wash your clothing. I mean, wash your clothing, and then I want to clean the bandage if I can. We'll rip through that. It's early morning. I don't think any more of the shows should be playing. I doubt it. I still got good ice cream on me. Got the bandage. So what I want to do is I want to kind of go through some of these. I want to grab anything that's already green. And obviously there's a lot in here that are like duplicates and crap. But I just want to find the things that I've already worked with or already done stuff. I want to put them in these couple of back shelves, where they're away from all like the rest of the stuff if I can. And the green VHSs, depending on what they are, I'll probably go chuck them in the car. I don't think that was the VHS I wanted to pick up then, love. No, we're good. There's my other books. Alright, I'll go dump a bit of this in the car and I'll pick up some of the stuff from the ground if I can. I'll probably maybe leave the water bowl here. We'll see. I think apart from the whetstone, I think most of it could probably go into the car. I feel like. So for anybody that's like missed it, I spawned in Riverside. I plan to live in West Point. I have looted a little bit of the grocery stores, like some of the fresh food stuff. I looted a freezer. I looted an extra TV. I put like a bunch of like curtains up here. I found so many fucking cars. Like it's not even these ones. There's like a dozen in town. I have keys for, but I also want to like get additional skills for and shit as well. I also want to make sure when I chuck all this stuff in here. I also found firecrackers, which I'm going to set off in the school because I think that's just interesting, which I do want to grab back out if I can. I also found water purification tablets. I loaded Enigma books. I found this car. I found another mobile library van, which is what we're going to eventually move with. So that'll be good. Like I did consider like staying up here so I could do more exploring and shit, but like maybe we'll see. What else we got? Matchbooks. Shove that all in there. We've still got like reasonable capacity. I don't want all of my knives in here. I've just got like a lot of stuff that I feel like it's going to be easier to see when I've got them separated a little bit because there's so many VHS tapes in that building. I also found this like hiking backpack, which is neat. And I obviously found like the sleeping bag and stuff with it, which is also neat. I might put my keyring into the trunk as well because I don't need that, and that's somebody else's, which I will drop. The VHSs, these ones are green, but I only need one of that. I only need one of that. My only problem is that some of these are going to like duplicate themselves up. Actually, what I should do, I should just put them all into that one cupboard and then I'll collect them up at the end. I think that'll be easier. So did I put anything in here I don't want to be in here? I've got her claw hammer. I'm assuming that that one's her claw hammer. And I found a screwdriver. Hold on. I think we were using the blue one. I got to put like marks on these. I don't know which one of these were mine, but this is fine. We've already found like a gas can. I've got like a shit ton of knives, which I do plan to like probably just whittle and sharp up kind of thing in a sense. Everything else here looks good. The can opener can stay with me. Yeah. Okay. I also found a compass. Because I don't know. I just found that. Anywho, I'll have to put some stars on like the specific things that I don't want to keep getting like taken out of my inventory. She is once again fucking exhausted. So, what else we got on the floor? Actually, first things first, hold on. TV's on. Go sit your ass down. I can do this stuff while you're sitting. So, I want to... How do I put a star on this fucking thing? Or favorite, yep. I want to favorite that as well. I want to favorite that. And the claw hammer. I should have done this to begin with, but it's fine. We can snack on the ice cream while we're sitting. And then you can read carpentry's up again. Read that. I've got 3 books I want to read through as well, specifically electrical, because I've been absolutely not getting enough out of that. The red pen is not my pen, I realize. Unfavorite that shit. We were using the blue one. Pretty sure. I think we're using the blue one. So, where is this? I'm once again trying not to sneeze. I don't know what it is about tonight, but it has been like solid about it. Alright, she's too busy reading at the moment to do much else. I do want to favorite that one too, so she stops taking it out of her inventory as well. The pen in there, and this, we found a sports bottle, which is pretty neat. Alright, so I've got a couple of pens, I've got a couple of VHSs I've got to dump into here as well. They can go in there. So I've got like a whole bunch of shit in this place, and I've been kind of just casually dumping a little bit of the stuff on the floor to just get it out of the cars, just briefly. If you can grab that, and all of, well, not the paperback. I kind of don't want to take the paperback. Take all that shit. I also have food in the next building over too. The book can stay on the ground. That's fine with me. Go chuck this stuff in the car. Also killed hundreds of zombies because that was an option. And I want to grab these two so I can move them. Anime is weird things sometimes. Sometimes I'm enjoying my time watching it and then boom, really confused, a weird scene comes up. That is basically anime in a nutshell. I don't super want this to be behind the pink car because I do want to work on the pink car eventually, but I don't want this to be right behind the car that I'm using actively, you know? I don't know, with anime and stuff, I feel like there are people that kind of get to a point where they just sort of stop watching like certain types of anime and stuff. I feel like you experience a lot. I mean, like, okay, there's some animes and stuff like that where I've been watching and like the next second, like some guy's like twirling through the scene in like a skin tight leotard kind of thing, and you could just see like basically the outline of his dick. Right, and it's like a PG anime, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching, right? And then in like, you know, the next anime and stuff like that, like out of nowhere, there's just like, I don't know, like for instance, my friend isn't really big into like fan service animes and stuff because like he kind of feels like it devalues the anime and stuff, and like I don't super love it either. But at the same time, it doesn't bother me generally enough to not watch it unless it is like the primary focus where there is no actual like content to said anime and stuff. But like, yeah, I've seen some animes. Like, at this point, unfortunately, like stuff does still surprise me, but not a lot of stuff. And yeah, poor Waver's probably sitting here like absolutely fucking like just disturbed, I'm sure of it. So you're waiting to be isekai'd. Yeah, I feel like there's a fair few people out there waiting for that. I still don't really get much out of isekai animes, and honestly. But that's just personal preference for me. You described my situation perfectly. Okay, I think I know what anime you're watching, but I don't own it. Hold on. The anime guy. Yeah, butterfly man thing. It's not gonna probably show me what I'm looking for. Is it... Hold on. Is this the one I'm thinking about? Okay, is it... Are you watching Basura Renkin right now? Because if you are, you'll know why I reference that specific scene. Hold on, get out of my face. That spelling. Obviously for anybody on like YouTube, that spelling. There you go. If you're watching that, I fully understand what you just experienced because that was exactly what I was referencing. As I want to be the antagonist. I know you do. I know you do. Let me grab out as much of this shit as I can. There's still a crossword and stuff in here. Yeah, I've seen some really interesting animes. Before streaming services were a thing, like, I used to obviously, like, get, like, borrow anime and stuff like that from, like, friends and shit. And so sometimes, like, one of my friends would, like, tend to share, like, the weirdest shit with me. And I really came across, like, some really unusual animes because of him. And, like, I almost feel too scared to, like, get rid of them. Like, some of them were borrowed, some of them were given. I understand why they were given away. But, like, I kind of am worried that if I was to just dispose of it or whatever, I would never see it again. And it would be so obscure that I'd probably never be able to, like, find it to purchase it either, kind of thing. So I worry about shit like that. I don't want to put the books in here. I just want to get stuff out of my shelves. I've heard of that one before, but what you described encountered any similar situations like that. Oh, yeah. If you meant, like, in reference to, not the butterfly dude, but, like, the, where you get, like, a lot of fan service out of the blue and stuff like that, that's in a fair bit of animes. There was, like, a time period where that seemed to be where anime got skewed towards before the isekai sort of thing happened. And, yeah, there was a lot of that kind of content suddenly available everywhere. I sort of do want to dabble with the timer, honestly. I might leave one of those with me. Those in there. I'm trying not for her to, like, die at this moment, but I'm trying to get some shit off her into the car, you know. I'm also trying to make sure that the shit that I'm putting in the car is actually shit I want in the car. Like, I accidentally just put a juice box that's empty, and I don't want that in there. Where did that go? I might have to sort this by food. Your category, food, cooking. Where is food? Empty carton, give me that. I'll probably end up putting some of this stuff into, like, a nearby vehicle that I don't intend to take home, and it will just be filled with crap, you know? I think I got all my books and shit. Yeah, I got most of my books and crap on me. Fine, chuck that in there. Alright, I'll probably put it in that little tiny bag, I reckon. Because why the fuck not? But I don't know, anime is a very creative, expressive sort of field of, like, art in a sense. So when there's, like, all sorts of weird stuff happening in it, I'm not really that surprised. I don't want to take the wristwatch back, and I sort of don't want to take, like, the belt and the jeans and shit, but I guess we'll just take that. I want the disposable cameras and shit on me because I'll probably use it, although I have read these magazines, so the ones that I've read I might as well just put away. There's no point me holding on to them and putting them back inside, you know? She's already read them. Alright, Okay, so she's still like super overloaded because most of this stuff is in her like main inventory. I think I'll move some of this stuff over so that it goes into her backpack. I'll just sit her down for a second. All right, come sit your ass down for a second. Rest that. You like Isekai, but hate how poorly executed it is. Like, oh, I'm rich and have 50 wives now, but want a good Isekai where you literally just a guy. I think the main problem with like the Isekai like thing in general is the fact that it only takes like kind of what's portrayed as like a piece of shit person and then puts them into a world where they're like basically like given everything essentially with like zero character development or anything like that. They're just like, oh cool, I can kind of like, in most cases they just remain being a piece of shit. And then in other cases, they actually do like try to just use that opportunity to be a different person or like be a different version of themselves, you know, and kind of like gives it something. But a lot of isekais kind of fail in the sense that they would make amazing fantasy like genre, like, you know, otherworld kind of places. It's just that they start off with like, they take the time to be like, oh, we start in one place. If you take out that like little bit of time that they're in our world before they like go to the other world, like that time frame is completely irrelevant information. It just told you that they were once either upset, depressed, a piece of shit person, somebody that's like overlooked or like wishing to be somewhere else, and then bam, they're in fantasy land and stuff. If you actually ignore all that extra like fantasy land shit, or sorry, the beginning of the story where they're in our world and stuff, it's actually like, oh, person turned up in world and is now experiencing this place kind of thing, you know? Like there's one that I watched a long time ago that I didn't even know was isekai long before isekai was really much of a thing. And it was kind of along the lines of that where the person only briefly just this like split second displayed that they got like portaled in from another world. That was the only thing you saw, was like a brief flash to suggest that they had come from another world. There was no like time before it. They just started existing in this new world and you got to experience it. It made a really great fantasy fucking anime. But if you had have like wasted the time trying to show who this person was beforehand, it would have diminished the actual story so much, you know? She is exhausted. I'm just sitting her ass down. We might actually dismantle a couple of cameras while she sits for a second. Yeah, at this point, I'm like over time and shit for stream and whatever, but like the car is fueled. This like big van outside is fueled. I've got some stuff in it. I'm still trying to use like the TV while we got electricity. I do want to find a generator nearby. I want to loot some of the houses, see if I can find a generator to at least power this place or the fuel station, one of the two. And then I want to, after that, I want to loot the school, try to get some more books. Like she's got some good books. She's got like, she'll be able to read Electrical 1, Maintenance 1, Cooking 2. I don't care about blacksmithing, butchering. She can't read Mechanics 3 yet, but she has got like other magazines that she can read at the moment. And I'm just trying to find out where in here are more VHSs that I want to play primarily before we run out of time. And she's ridiculously tired, but we got a sleeping bag, so she's fine for the minute, you know?